Alright, my friends, welcome back to FrogBoyX1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to talk about my 7 months on the carnivore diet. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know this is a gaming channel, but I feel that this information is good for all of us because we all sit around, we all play video games. Some of us are getting older, some of us are getting out of shape. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of comes with getting older, eating that standard American diet. Very unhealthy for us. Very unhealthy for us. Yeah, man, I've been doing the legwork for us, and I've been putting myself through this through this. I'm not gonna say diet. I'm gonna say like amazing lifestyle change that I've come across and that I've been doing, and I've been doing it pretty well. At first, like the first few weeks, is a little bit hard because your body's, transitioning from eating all the sugars and eating all the carbs and all the vegetables, all of that stuff. And then, within that first month, within that first 30 days, I started seeing dramatic changes in my overall energy levels. All the soreness, like the pain in my back, the pain in my shoulder, the pain in my leg. All of the autoimmune stuff that I was suffering, like sniffing all the time, just all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you've seen a dramatic change over the last 7 months. I've been able to put out more content. I've been able to like stay focused a lot better too. Like my brain fog is gone. So when I hear people, talk about that, like the carnivore diet is like a placebo effect and stuff, but now here I am like living it like 7 months later. My wife even started doing it with me, and the dramatic changes to both of our attitudes, to both of our overall to the way that both of our bodies are carrying what fat we have left. We've both have noticed like our physiques have completely changed. It's not, we don't look big, we don't look bloated anymore. We're actually slimming down. But the good thing about it is with the carnivore diet, at least for us, that I've noticed is the weight. When you lose a lot of weight like really quick, most of the time you'll get like a lot of saggy skin and stuff. But we both got to this point where So I'm holding pretty stable about 271 to 273, give or take on a day. I pretty much I've been holding that weight pretty good for, I would say at least the last month, about a month now. And I don't feel I don't feel bad. Like, I still feel lighter on my feet. I still feel a lot more mobile. Definitely more energy, but I still do drink coffee. I'm still, I'm not doing like the lion diet or anything like that. I am still eating eggs. I've included cheese in my diet for a while now, because I like that, like string cheese and stuff. But I know I should probably not be doing that, but I try to stick as firmly to like a carnivore diet as possible. And that's helped me, pretty much do everything that I need to do. Like, I don't need to come home from work and take naps anymore. I don't need to sleep all day on Saturday anymore. Man, I've even been going back to the gym since I started, since I was day 51 when I started the carnivore diet, that I started going back to the gym. And I've been there religiously every single month, every single week. After that, I go to the gym. I've bought a whole bunch of equipment here for the house so that if I can't make it to the gym, that I can still get my workout here. Sometimes if I've got like too much energy, at lunch, I'll do a bunch of push-ups and stuff like that. So it's like I feel like I'm always focused on, not just losing the weight, but also, turning that extra energy into something productive, like working out. And you don't need to work out on the carnivore diet. Like, you don't have to. I was losing weight way well before that, but you get to a certain point where you just start having more energy than you know what to do with. And if you don't exercise, if you don't try to do things to like tire your body out or do something like that, then the insomnia, it starts to get a little bad. Like I would just, you know, start waking up in the middle of the night, and I would have all this energy, and I would like, man, I need to go to bed. I need to sleep a little more. Or I'd start staying up, you know, past 1, past 2 o'clock, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. I need to, and I'd start worrying about it. But I mean, I would always have that energy and still feel good or whatever. But you know, I've you know, since I've been going back to the gym, you know, I feel like my my overall weeks and everything are a lot more consistent. You know, I still try to go to bed at around the same time, you know, every night. The thing is if I go to bed at 10 o'clock, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I go to bed at midnight, then I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, and I have plenty of energy. Like I'm up, I'm awake, I'm alert. And you know, I'm not groggy or like stumbling over things, and it's just complete night and day. Like I feel like this is how my body should be, and I feel optimized. I don't have like IBS anymore. I don't suffer from any of the stuff that I used to suffer from before I started doing carnivore. And you'll know immediately that like this is good for you and this really works. But I want to talk about the difficulty of staying on the carnivore diet. And you know, for some people they're gonna really struggle. I talk to people all the time, you know. I mean, one of my other friends at work is doing the carnivore diet now too, and it's funny, you know, watching somebody that first started it when they get to like week 3 or something, and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't have any pain in my joints or any of that kind of stuff anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I've been telling you for like 7 months you should probably start this. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. And it's just it's oddly strange that like nobody believes you or nobody wants to really listen to you about the carnivore diet. They're just like, oh, I don't know about that. It doesn't sound good, you know. I mean, like, what about the cholesterol, and what about this, and what about that? And then you're just sitting there thinking, and you're feeling like everything in your own body, and you're like, man, that seems like it's the least of my worries when you compare your new physical self and your well-being and your overall and your just overall health, and I'm talking from mental health all the way down to just rest. From mental health to just feeling rested every single day. You have to try it to a point to where you can feel good enough to where you can compare and contrast how you feel now versus how you felt before you started doing carnivore. And then when somebody tells you, you know, like, oh man, you're gonna do this is gonna happen and all that, you can just look at them and be like, okay. And I want you to really take this home. You can look at them and tell them, all right, before I literally felt like I was dying every single day. Now I feel happy. I feel energetic. I have more energy. I can go do things that I couldn't do before. And you just have to look at them and tell them, look, man, I appreciate your concern, but at the same time, if you know how I felt before versus how I feel now, everything that's coming out of your mouth literally sounds crazy. You're like, you're encouraging me to continue to do something that was making me deathly sick, that was making me very ill, that was sapping the life out of me, taking my energy, doing everything it could to hold me down, versus not having to worry about food anymore, never feeling hungry anymore, always having energy, always feeling alert and good, and having, you know, mental clarity and stability in my head and just feeling good. You want me to continue to do that versus how I feel now, because some study said that cholesterol, I mean, like the studies and stuff when it comes to nutrition, my friends, I don't know. I know exactly how I felt before I started doing carnivore, and I know exactly how I feel right now. And if you're telling me that eating that garbage is going to make me healthier when I couldn't exercise, when I could barely stay awake after work, when I was sitting in the bathroom for 30, 40 minutes every day, when I could barely get myself out of bed in the morning. I had to sit there on my bed and rock myself for 15 freaking minutes just to get the blood flowing enough to stand up to go to the bathroom. So if you're telling me that that is healthy and that is the way it should be and that is just perfect and I just need to go to the doctor and get on medicine and all of that stuff, I would tell you, I would look you in the face and be like, you're nuts, man. You're absolutely freaking crazy. I mean, like, I'm going to the gym. Like, I feel good. Like, I'm active like I was in my 20s versus being 43 years old and feeling like I was, like, and feeling like I was, like, 70, man. Like, it's crazy. The mental gymnastics that people will go through to try to convince you that something like carnivore is bad for you. Now, I'm not against like ketovore, like eating vegetables and stuff. I'm not against that. What I am against, my friends, is the sugar, is the garbage that we put into our bodies on the standard American diet every day. All of the unnecessary foods that you're putting into your body that are backing up your system, that are adding to your waistline. Just it's crazy. I mean, we were walking around in Walmart yesterday, and I was literally having to pull my pants up all the time because they're just too big on me now. I need to go buy new. I need to go buy. I mean, that's probably like the worst thing about the carnivore diet is consistently having to buy new clothes because your body is just shrinking. Even though I'm staying at like 273, like my chest is getting bigger because I'm working out. Obviously, my arms, my legs, everything, my waist is shrinking. It's incredible. It is absolutely freaking incredible the way I feel and how I go about my day now. So the only thing I can do, honestly, guys, is make these videos and share my story and give you the information that like people would try to hide from you, and try to convince you that this is bad for you, man. 7 months. Today's 7 months I've been doing the carnivore diet, and I feel incredible. I feel great. I feel, yeah. I'm feeling I'm feeling very, very good. And it gets easier all the time to stay on the carnivore diet. It really does. I mainly eat steak. I mainly eat red meat. I definitely do eggs. I haven't been doing eggs as much. And then, I mean, for my guilty pleasures, and this is probably why I'm not like losing weight, is because I'm still eating stuff like pepperoni and salami and stuff like that. In moderation. I don't eat a whole bunch of it, but it's easy to get to go to the store and get like a little thing of like the Hormel, 2 pepperonis and stuff like that, and kind of take them to work with me. I'm still eating bacon, just not as much. I do need to start eating more bacon again because I did feel better with that. And I'm doing cheese. Like cheese is in my diet. Like when I stop over at, Wendy's and I ask them for 4 patties and I get cheese on them. Things like that. That cheese just kind of spices up the meal a little bit for me, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. And then I obviously do like the string cheese. I probably should stop doing that. Actually, I didn't do string cheese for the last couple of days, so I'm kind of trying to move away from that to see if maybe that's what's holding me up. But there's like things that you can do, mix and match, put things in, pull things out, and find what works best for you and what keeps you in the best rhythm of your life going forward. And I know that it seems like, oh my gosh, I don't want to just eat meat for the rest of my life, but dude, our bodies are so wired for it. To tell you the truth, like, eating meat is not a problem for me at all. Like, I can eat steak every single day, and I'm like, yeah, this is great, and I have been for 7 months now, eating steak. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. The only time, and I'm not even joking, the only time I ever think about putting anything else in my body is when we are grocery shopping, and subconsciously I look at the stuff that I used to buy, and I'm like, ooh, I bet that tastes good. Ooh, I bet that tastes good. And thankfully, I've got enough willpower that I don't just start putting this stuff in my cart, because I could definitely see myself falling back into that. But as long as you go, like, and that's why I love Costco. I love Costco. It's so much easier to just go in there. Like, the meat is like, the vegetables and the meat are like right there. You can grab all that stuff and you can just skip the rest of the whole freaking store, man. Like, I love Costco, and Costco has probably been like the biggest help for me. And then when we get up to the front registers and I start seeing all the stuff over there, chomps. You get a bag of chomps, man. you get a bag of freaking chomps. Because this is grass-fed, grass-finished, and if you need a snack, boom, get one of these, man. Eat those. Eat those. It's literally just beef and freaking salt. So, yeah, there's ways to get around it. Obviously, you can have the best life you've ever had if you just 30 days. 30 days. And if you don't like it after 30 days, move on to something else. You know, I guarantee it, though. 30 days is going to change and rock your freaking world. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.